Flow. I'm your host, Carl Williams, and my co host,
Roya Searles, peace be with you.
and we are back, as we told you, the Aries second Tuesday of the month to bring you all kind of information, health wise and otherwise. And it look like I'm just moving, and I ain't moving at all. And a lot of things have been happening. We have a new uh, enact pro president Biden, which is good news because the old news, which was Trump, you just don't know the things that were going to be coming forth with him in there. Uh, you're celebrating, but you just don't know how much you should be celebrating because then it ain't over with yet. It's really just beginning. It's just beginning because a lot of things have been done, have been set in motion, and just getting him out of our office is just the first step. We got a lot of other things that we need to be doing. You know, the blacks was celebrating because for the first time they did get acknowledgement that they were the ones, black vote, the power that the black vote had to put them different officials in office. But that's good. But we don't, you celebrate for only a certain length of time, and then you start, what do you want for your vote? You got them in. Now you need to concentrate on what you want for your vote, the issues that you want brought forward, and concentrated on the different laws that need to be uh, implemented that's been sitting there. And our work has just begun. We got to get some senators in there to work with the president. So that's part of the good news, but it's a lot of work to be done as far as the political scene is concerned. But like always, I always tell people to get their reference tools, which is your state constitution, your federal constitution, your Georgia city charter, and your basic human right pamphlet. Your basic human right pamphlet is one of the things you really need to get and get to know and understand and see the relationship between your basic human rights, your constitutional rights, and your civil rights, which they got us backwards. They didn't lie to us so much. It's just total ridiculous. Everything that we're doing is backwards because we're talking about our constitutional rights, we talk about our civil rights, and people forgot about their human rights. But you was a human being before you even know that a civil right or a constitutional right even exists. But you forgot about them. And one reason why they don't want you to talk about your human rights because it keeps you with your moral conscience back to the creator. See, but long as you got your moral conscience, a lot of these things that you see that has happened and is going to continue to happen will get worse. Because you don't have no conscience. You don't have to think about, this is bad or this is good. And a prime example of that is the last administration you had. Trump, you never even heard of him, even mentioned about the Creator, or God, or anything. They stayed away from him. And the attributes that he was dispersing was of hate, violence. These attributes of Satan. I mean, you might not want to look at it like that, might not want to face it, but that's a fact. You had more violence going on and more hatred and things going on than we ever had. And we just need to realize that just because you put a new person in office, that don't mean that it's over with. What you got to
For
say?
real.
What you want to say about that, Gloria?
People they better be watching while they grouching and jumping. They better
Thank
see
you.
who behind them. Um, Plenty of backstabbers are among them as well.
Yes.
So we like to get elated and not be paying attention, and you got to pay more attention now, because even though President Biden is going to take office, uh, he's not God. So don't think he's here to save you. You're still responsible for what you do and what you believe and what you accept. And he's not to do all the thinking for us. That's how we got in the mess we in to start with, believing everything somebody was saying, like he's the great hope. He's not the hope. The Creator is the hope. And if he's not following that hope, then okay, he leading you the wrong way too. Satan had a third of the angels fell with Satan, not one or two, a third. And they're here. They don't went anywhere. So I just, beware and be watchful. Can't be watching too much and praying. But you can pray with your eyes open as things come and all this help coming and all these vaccines to save the day, and wearing the mask and washing your hands and using the bleach and ultraviolet and okay. While I'm thinking about it, I have concerns about that thermometer, that infrared thermometer.
Thermometer, yeah.
That is electromagnetic particles or wave or a ray, and aiming that at your head every day. You don't know the depth or the penetration, that frequent. That's like taking an X-ray every day. Every day. That's what they do in radiology. After a while, it start burning within so deep. I just want to say that. I know it's not a popular thing to say, but while we're so quick to put our face up there, we better be thinking too. Because,
Yeah.
Bill Gates and that crew, he said 1 billion had to go.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay?
glad you
So
mentioned
I'm
that.
conscious of that billion. He didn't get there yet.
Yeah.
And he's probably increased it.
And they're not kidding.
No, they're not
Y'all
kidding.
think that these people, when they say that oh well, we don't have to pay them no attention. They're crazy. That ain't gonna happen.
Hmm.
Trust me, it will happen because
Happening.
they're not just they got plans and they have put them in place.
That's right.
So I mean, it ain't no game. I said when somebody tell you what was this old saying? When somebody tell you something, believe them.
Mm-hmm.
But they done told you Linda Gates and Bill Gates, they got a patent on the virus. Now, you think they kidding? Why would she want a patent on it if she wasn't for real?
Why would the United States government grant them the patent?
Yeah,
They applied for that particular patent in 2015. It was granted 2018. So why would they need something like that? And the other viruses they have been inventing. You can start with polio. You can start with Spanish flu.
That's right.
We ain't been paying attention. We've been too entertained or amused with the news that they know is mind control. So we need to, don't let your guard down because of the election, because that ain't you president, that's him president. So how are you going to look out for you and your family? In the meantime, you check out, you read, and you study what's in things and who made it and when was it allowed to be put on the market. You'd be surprised what you'd see and whose name would be attached to it. Just a word to the wise.
You remember when I think it was Bush and then he was talking about the mass destruction?
Yeah, mother of all bombs.
Well,
Moab.
your new one is the coronavirus. It's the mass destruction. Well,
Yes.
it's killing people. I mean, you might not look at it like that,
Got to. It's
but
warfare.
that's a fact. You know, Gloria, she, and well, I have too, told you many times on our previous show that we are in a war.
Yeah. This biological warfare. Just because you don't see it don't mean it ain't deadly. And just because you think it's person to person, but why are they flying over spraying stuff?
Yeah, that's another thing.
What is that they spraying and why? And why so often? And why inner cities? That was the one thing about Conyers I won't forget. He had that article in the Free Press or News.
Yeah, news.
I can't remember
was.
which one, but when he got with the governmental, whatever that committee was, government operations or something, he ran across the articles how they had sprayed these poisons, cancer-causing chemicals
Yeah.
in the 1950s, over 239 cities. During the day, people out there, children out there playing. They did that in 239 cities. People weren't even aware. And this was the army. So
Military.
they didn't ground that plane or those planes. Look up sometime on a clear day. You'll see the jets and the smoke, the condensation they leave behind. And then what happens in a day or so. Don't be naive.
And anything that's up must come down.
It's coming down, and you inhale it. Okay. So they haven't said anything about those particulates, ultrafine particles, or virus. Well, the virus, the virus mean poison.
That's exactly what it means.
Okay. So it ain't like it's some squiggly, and that is something that's very deadly that you're inhaling, or that's in your water or in your food.
In food.
Don't think it's just one way contact like that. Just not trying to frighten you, but just pay attention. That's what you got to be doing, paying attention.
Yeah, you know, people. I'm not no religious fanatic, but you have heard people say, I don't care what denomination, you hear them talk about the last days
That we're in, yeah.
that we are in. And I heard a speech, I think it was on the 4th of July, and he talked about, and he said it was the last days ruling of the wicked. I said, well, it's still got that connotation, last days. And you got to look at it. You don't believe your own eyes with all the stuff that's going on now. If you don't believe in some of those things, something's wrong with you.
Well, in the last days, it's such a broad, it's such a broad narrative, I'll say. The people that didn't make it through the COVID outbreaks, that was their last days.
That's right.
Last days in their family for a lot of support. I mean, everything got turned upside down. That's been going to really wreck a lot of families and businesses and that. So that was the last days for them. When it's forcing a change like that,
That's
all of a
right.
sudden 2 and 3 people or members, are taken. I'm gonna say taken. No one know what it is. They're doing everything. They're just showing all that mess on TV like they're really fighting hard. Everything's so sterile. They're so serious. We're gonna come up with an answer soon. Yeah. Okay. I was reminding Carl I had about the coal, the products
yeah.
of coal and coal tar. That's what in the Bible that they build the Tower of Babel. They've been babbling ever since. But anyway, that slime, that tar, it was well over 200,000 products they make. And they're going to get rid of coal? Really? It's been here since the beginning. They're going to get rid of that black stone, bituminous. Asphalt. Look at your roads.
They still using it.
Look what's in the cigarettes. You know. Look look what they make out of the medicines. Make the medicines out of drugs. You know.
Yeah, I remember that sheet that you gave us. And I still got it. I'm gonna see if I can get it and blow it up, and because it's important, and it shows where a lot of this stuff, what she's telling you,
Coal
derived
tar
from
tree.
the coal tar tree. I know this sounds like, oh, they crazy. They don't know tar. Ain't nobody know. Okay,
Pull it up on your
Pull-
smartphone.
don't take our word for it. You can look it up. You got a computer. You got a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take our word up. Look it up for yourself.
And then just look up the adverse effects,
Yeah, adverse effects.
reactions that you get when you're exposed to it. That's all you gotta do is look it up.
See, that's another thing that we don't do. We are so quick to take something, and the first thing you should do is look up the adverse effect. They telling you all these lies about they got this vaccination for coronavirus and they gonna do this and do that. Had nobody asked that question, what is the adverse effect?
What's in it?
What's in it?
What did you make it out of?
So you need to know all that because we told y'all about the what was that? Was it the flu? The ingredients they had in
the
the
flu
flu
shot.
vaccine, the flu shots. And
And
you
like, and this is gonna be different.
it's the same thing.
The same. I mean, you can take it because people take the flu shot all the time. You know, and people told me, I'm gonna take my flu shot. You go right ahead. Help yourself.
See, but the ingredients, I remember Gloria was telling me, and not only telling me, she showed me, where they are using the same product and they call it a different name.
Just a different name.
I got 3 names, 4 names, 5 names. All of us, it's not nobody that you know just got one name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, you got your regular names, which you have your surname, your middle name, and your last name, and then all your nicknames.
The nickname. And your name like granddaddy or daddy
Yeah.
or brother.
But
those
that's still
names.
one person.
That's still one person.
Same thing with this chemicals,
Yeah. The family of those chemicals.
families of the chemicals.
Tar base.
Same thing that they use for the so-called flu is they're using for the coronavirus.
Yes.
They just tell you a different name. And then if you put it in your computer
That's all.
and research it, its origin, you're going to see it's the same thing.
It'll make you mad.
Yeah, it'll make you
That
real
you been
mad because
took.
you be saying this can't be true. they ain't told this lie, but it is. See, we don't just like to tell you that they lying to you. We are showing you how they lying to you. And now it's up to you, if you don't believe us, to go and check it out for yourself.
And we don't know because we're trying to believe what they tell us. They're not telling you the truth, so you way out in left field somewhere when it's right in front of your eyes.
Right there in front of your eyes.
And you know, I remember when I first got in nursing, you know, I just, because TV was showing them always getting well and going home and and that stuff. I didn't see too much of that. The places where I worked in Flint and Detroit and some of the suburban hospitals, you know, what are they doing wrong? What is it? You know? And you find out it's something toxic. Like Flint. You know, that water crisis.
Crisis,
You know,
yeah.
it was a crisis before they started talking about a crisis. It was a crisis for years.
Yeah.
And Buick was there. DuPont was there with all
them
those poisonous
plants.
chemicals. Okay. We had like 9 plants there. You know, everybody worked in the plant. I worked in the plant. I graduated. So all that exposure over the years and the smells you're getting from the chemicals, you're breathing that in. It's almost like you're eating it because you've inhaled it. you know, and to see how it looks
Mm.
over there now and the sicknesses, uh, the people that when I hired in the plant that managed to retire from it, you should see their health, the bulk of them.
You see, all these plants that are responsible for what has happened in Flint, and not only in Flint and other places,
That's right.
are not being held accountable.
And they knew what tar would do. They knew what coal tar would do. You know, they got that substance, that sheet that have the different coal tars and all the cancer and birth defects and deformities. I didn't mean to get into all that, but I'm just saying that it has a root
Cause
cause.
yes,
The child just wasn't deformed to be deformed. What did you let yourself get exposed to while you were carrying the child? And what have you been feeding the child? Instead of breastfeeding it, that's why you got the breast up there. You gonna buy something that's supposed to be better than your own milk? And they got me too. They got me. They got me too, real early. This will be a lot easier. You could just sleep. It's better than mother's milk. Now come on. What the creator made us to be and how our body's supposed to function, somebody made is better than that. You know? And we'll be judged by what we allow. And the judgment comes as to start taking your health away. It's something you've allowed. It's something you've done. Well, I like it. Okay, you know, you like what you're eating. Okay. All right. You know, we're not going to argue. We're going to get along. You're free to do that. You're free to eat what you want to eat right now. Well, our people, we really got to, we take so many things for granted, like somebody else is looking out and like they got your best interests. What did Elijah Muhammad tell you all? How do you know they told you the truth? You know, not them, you. How do you know? Did you search it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, ABC said it. NBC said it. CNN said it. Did you read the good book? It'll tell you what the tar is. It's in there. The slime pits. How they were using it. How the physicians, that's the first time that word is mentioned.
Yeah.
They were the embalmers with their embalmments. I wonder if they still make embalmments out of that. That was sarcastic.
Why would they stop? But you know, that's another thing. You hear people talk about the scripture, but you about the only one that I know that I've had mentioned about what they say about physicians.
Oh, when I saw that, I had read it many times. I saw it in there. When did that get in there? Oh, did it? It shook me. It shook me.
And see, so you must be careful, and you must ask yourself, why don't nobody never talk about what the scripture says about the physicians?
Yeah.
They don't say anything very nice or very kind. Then if I'm not mistaken, if my mind is correct, didn't they say that they were embalmers?
Yes, with the embalmments.
Yeah, with the embalmment.
It took them 40 days to embalm them like they wanted to.
And I'm trying to remember, there was an incident that wasn't too. Was that you telling me where they were asking this doctor about the patient that had died about an embalming, and he just said that already embalmed.
That was one of my students when I was teaching at the university.
Okay.
You know, we were studying. I was studying coal tar and the side effects, the adverse reactions. Side effects and adverse reactions aren't the same thing. They're much worse.
Right.
And he told me he was a chef. He told me he had dinner with his friend that was an undertaker. And that's what the undertaker told us. Man, I don't have to use that much embalming fluid. These people coming already pickled. And I said, he told you that? It's like 2007, 2008.
2007, 2008. Now
That's when he
that's
was telling me when I was teaching those classes there. And I said, I had a class of about 45, and I said, I want you to repeat that. As soon as they come in and get seated, we get started, I want you to tell them what you just told me. And he told them, and you should saw the look on people's face. Some were angry. Some went right to their phones. They come up to the computer. You know, I had a computer in my class there, and went up and looked up the stuff. People were just shocked. Is that legal? Talking about the law, we need to know what's in the book.
book. Yeah.
What are your rights? They didn't know because they just didn't know. You know, it's just I was talking to my uncle, and he had just moved down to South Carolina, and he went to a doctor. They got him on. They had him on 6 pills before you know it. Then next time he went back, 4 more. You know, so uncle, you're 85. You don't need more medicine. You need less. And now you're on 10. Why would you keep taking it? Well, I didn't ask for it. He ordered it for me. You can tell him your niece said no, and he can call me. We can talk. But in the meantime, don't take them. You know, you weren't hurting. You weren't sick. You're eating well. You're living your life. You know, we were promised 70. And if by reason of strength they be 80, he got 5 on that. Okay, what is that? What can they do to make it better when you've gotten even extra? You know. Then they gave him this shot. He called, let me know. Yeah, did I tell you about the shots they gave me? Oh no, uncle, the medicine and the shots. The pneumonia shot, the flu shot, and the shingles shot. They give him that too. Why did you let them give you that? Well, I didn't know they was going to give it. They said, here, we want to give you some before you go. I didn't have to pay for it. It's okay. So we need to change our diet. Let's do a little bit of more beans and greens and extra olive oil in there. See if we can kind of coat and soothe some things in your system. You know, just things are happening to us and we think everything is, you know, we're so joyful and gleeful.
And gullible. Ooh.
And gullible, and you're coming out there and I won't say getting pickled. I won't repeat that. That was that guy's word. We better pay attention. Didn't know if I'd get a chance to say that again, but I will say it.
Yes,
that is not the health that the Lord promised us. Peace, long life, length of days, you know, joy, healing. That's what he promised us. That's health. You know, getting surgery, another surgery, going to rehab, going to the nursing home, going back, got to redo something. That's health. That's health care.
That's taking your health away.
You know, what about the health you had before you got with these people? You know, health, if you don't have peace and you got fear, that ain't health. So, you know, just want to mention that. What the scriptures say for health from the Creator and what mankind is telling us health is worlds apart. As far as the East is from the West.
Yeah, that's a
Scriptures
fact.
say they don't meet. Oh, what about the globe? Make you think about some stuff. Who's writing? Because they could write at the time.
Yeah, who's telling you and who, like you say, who wrote it?
How do you know they told you the truth? But anyway, that's my little pet peeve. That's been burning, so I had to say it.
Well, you know, see, the more knowledge you have, the better decisions you can make.
Mm-hmm.
And we not here just to entertain you. We're here because we need to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And to make you better informed so you can make better informed decisions.
With the truth.
With the truth.
See, giving you the truth so you'll know what this is that's coming that you thought was true.
Because once we give it to you, then it's on you what you
It's
do
on you.
with it. We can't make you do it. We're not trying to make you.
No.
We just want you to know what the truth is. Even though you might say, well, they the only one to say that. Or I might have heard it over here. I might have heard it over there. You better think about the information that you're getting, process it, and use your brain.
That's the one that'll make you free. You talking about freedom. You know, once you hear the truth, it will make you free, just like it's pushing you. You get ready to grab that, it hits your hand.
Oh,
You get
yeah.
ready to drink some with all that dye in it, it'll knock it out your hand. It's going to make you free. Because set you free, you reach it in and drink it anyway. It's going to make you free. Go force you. You're going to drink it, then as it go down, burn, okay. But it's, you know, the truth going to make you free when you hear it. And that's in the scripture. Didn't Congress say what year of the Bible?
Oh, yeah, I got to bring that in, too.
You know, said the Bible was the source.
Yeah, that the Bible was going to be the source. Oh, God.
It was anyway, but they acknowledged
They
it. finally.
acknowledged it.
Was it
The
83?
legislature acknowledged
Yeah.
that the, how did they put it? Scriptures was going to be codified or something. I'm going to bring in the next time we on air, which will be the second week in, this December. Yeah, it'll be the second week in December. So put it on your calendar to tune in the second week of December to listen to legal issues and health. Because what she's telling you, I don't want to give the wrong information out. And I used to have it committed to the memory, but it's been so long since I talked about that. That's why they say if you stop talking about something or stop using it, you lose it.
Yeah.
So I have to go over a whole lot of stuff that we used to talk about to try to commit it to memory.
Yeah.
And I said, this is a document that the government said that the legislature are adopting the scriptures. In so many words,
Yeah.
that's what they were saying. And they gave it a statute.
Yeah.
And when they give you a statute, that's law, according to man. But that's how we do it. Just like when we talk, or you hear them talk about the weather, they got a statute for that.
Yes.
The weather modification statute.
Law.
Law. This is something that we have talked about on this program. I got that from Gloria.
Yeah. And I got it from environmental science books.
So the information is out here.
Actually, I got it from the law library.
Oh, okay.
I was looking through those different laws in the back. I was trying to look up lemon law, and it fell over on W, and it said weather modification. Weather modification? Why would this be in a law book? And I told you about it. You said you ain't saw that. I said I did see it. You ain't saw that. Now I know you saw a lot of things, but you didn't see that. I said okay. I went over and made a copy of it. And come back here, and you all looked at it and said this is the law. I said it was in the law book. I didn't know. I wasn't looking for that.
Well, that's the way it usually happens. When you're not looking for it, you're looking for something totally that had nothing to do with it, and that's when you run across these things.
That's right.
But you have to be conscious to when you run across it to take it. You might not know what you're gonna do with it at that particular time, but at least to keep it in your arsenal or somewhere where you can get to it or where you can remember it, because it might be 10 years before you. It might be 10 days. It might be 10 minutes. You don't know.
Well, it was because I think I saw that around 2000.
Yeah.
And then when I started teaching environmental science over at the university, it was in that book, the National Weather Modification Law and the International.
Internet. You're right.
And I thought, wow. I thought environmental science was. I didn't know.
So a lot of these things that you may be blaming on the creator It's not the creator.
That's right.
It's not the creator. You know, they have the knowledge to control and manipulate
Mm-hmm.
the weather.
Mm. Like they do health.
Health.
Hmm.
So I know.
And the economy.
And oh yeah. So they got the
Every
knowledge
front.
to control and manipulate just about every single thing that impacts your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you just must be, you know, conscious of it, and it ain't nothing to get panicked about.
No.
It's just something that you need to understand.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you understand it, you can make the right decision.
Right.
Because the Creator must wanted
Right.
you to know this. Because if He didn't want you to know it, we wouldn't be on this TV telling you.
Right. And those names mean something, you know? Like Fahrenheit, the thermometer.
Oh yeah,
That was a person. Or Celsius, that was another
Celsius.
person. They're naming things. Alzheimer's, that's a doctor. Parkinson's, that was a man's name. We don't think of that like
No,
that.
we don't. But I remember I read a book a long time ago, and it explained that all these inventions, whatever you want to
Mhm.
call them, are made by some person, and they name them after that person
Mhm.
that was responsible for establishing or creating them.
Mhm.
We never make the connection.
No.
And what you can do once you see the name of that person, then you go research that person.
Yeah. See who they were.
See who they were. See what kind of person they were. If they meant to do well by you, or if they meant to do harm to you.
Mhm.
Because whether you want to believe it or not, there's some people who are out here who hate you,
Mhm.
who don't want what's best for you. I know it's kind of hard to hear,
Hmm.
and it sounds kind of abstract to some, but that's a fact.
The OJ sang about it. We danced to it.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Backstabbers. What did it say? They smiling in your face and all the time want to take your place. It
It was a song, but it
was a
was
song.
facts.
was a warning too.
Oh, yes, it was a warning.
Okay. From then to now, you could look at things that's happened like that. So it's just people gotta take a more serious the time, especially this COVID time. Everything shut down. Use it to your advantage to search the scriptures. You'd be surprised what you'll find out. Not the new talk and everyday language. You want that Hebrew and Aramaic. You want that language. Because it'll say it different now, and you won't think that's what it's talking about. The warnings are there. And it wasn't saying it derogatory. It just said they called them to embalm, so when they leave Egypt and go back to Canaan, they can take the bodies with them and bury them in their own land. That's what it was about. But it just named what the Egyptians were doing. And other nations as time passed on. In the end time, this is the time of the Gentiles' reign. They've been reigning since the time of Christ. They're still reigning. It didn't say it was a good reign. It didn't say it wasn't deceitful. It just said this is the time that they're reigning. How they do things. Vaccines, medications, nursing homes, jails, imprisoning. Setting folk up. Don't sound good, does it? Sounds like a salad. So you're trying to eat it, and just instead of a cucumber, it's a setup.
But it's facts.
It's a fact.
These are the facts of life that
Yeah.
we are living in today.
Yeah.
And I'm always, I believe in trying to find the root cause of something. I don't like that, what that I used to call, and I still call it, surface knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get to the core,
Mm-hmm.
to the creator or the established. What was it established?
Mm-hmm.
What did it say? Just like the laws that we got today.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you got to go, especially black folks. You
Mm-hmm.
got to go back to the original,
That's right.
not this. See what they do? They amend it, and they
Yeah.
put so much other stuff over
Uh-huh.
there, and to the stuff that you could benefit from. You don't even get, everybody get the benefit but you,
Mm-hmm.
especially black folks.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying that, I'm speaking of your constitutional rights, your 13th, 14th, and
Mm-hmm.
15th Amendment. We have no idea. We don't even think about it. Applies to black folks.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about the 13th Amendment, they were talking about slaves then. Who was enslaved?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see no white folks enslaved. And they had to make a law
Mm-hmm.
in order to, what they say, you hear them say free the slaves. But, it's more to it than that.
Oh, yes.
It's more to it than that.
Yes.
And they had to make another law to help support that law, which was the 14th Amendment,
Mm-hmm.
with equal protection of the law. See, but we don't think that these laws apply to black folks. But who you think they was talking about back then?
Mm-hmm.
White women and white men was already free.
Yeah.
So who you think they was talking about giving equal protection?
Yeah.
Now, when you read the law, it applies. I mean, they didn't added so much to
Mhm.
it. Black folks don't even think it applies to them.
Mm-hmm.
And your 15th Amendment, they was already voting. So who you think they were talking about then? I mean, I'm just breaking it down simple.
That's right.
Who you think they was talking about then? So if you don't, like I say, just like we've been telling you, if you don't believe what I'm saying, do just like I did. Go back and research
Read
it.
it.
Don't research this surface knowledge. Go back from the inception
Yeah.
of where it was created.
Wow. Yeah.
Why? The purpose of the 13th Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Why the purpose of the 14th Amendment and the 15th Amendment? Back in that time when blacks was, what we was trying to say, liberate blacks.
Mm-hmm.
See, you got to go back to the origin of those uh,
Mm-hmm.
laws.
That's right.
And then black people, then you see how it benefits you. Because this stuff that they got now, you look at it and you don't have a clue. You think they talking about everybody else. No, it's about you.
Yeah.
But if you don't go back to the creation from the inception
That's right.
of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, you'll never get the truth.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So it applies straight across the board. Well, everything that we've talked to you about, it goes back to the establishment and the created, where it was created,
Mm-hmm.
the purpose of it being created,
That's right.
how it's going to affect you. So you got to look at all that.
That's right.
It ain't hard.
Very easy.
You just got to get in the habit of doing it, just like you get in the habit of doing all these other things
Mm-hmm.
that is not good for you. You got to get in the habit of doing things that is good for you.
That's right.
Then they're like, we said that it's warfare, but it's happening right before your eyes, and you can't even see it.
That's right. Right in front
You
of your
don't even
face.
understand it. The Creator made things with seeds so it can replenish itself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to replenish itself. The seeds will reproduce it.
Yeah.
When you go to the market, what do you see now?
Seedless.
Seedless. You can't even find nothing with seeds hardly no more.
There. Yeah.
That's right. And you don't even think.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is a watermelon without seeds? I can't even imagine a watermelon being without seeds. But that's what you got now.
Yeah.
You need to think.
And then people think, well, that's good though. I ain't gotta be bothered no seeds.
Lazy.
It's supposed to have seeds. It's supposed to have seeds in it. So we think they got us thinking, you know, what's evil is good,
It's good, right?
and what's good is evil.
That's it.
What's up is down. No, we got it
You
twisted.
got it twisted, and we got to untwist
We
it.
got to untwist it. That's a job that people don't want to be inconvenienced,
That's
or
yeah.
they want to please people. They want to be, what is that, politically correct?
Correct. Yeah. But you got to understand when you go to the market and to the store, you paying for that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them people you want seeds, and enough people start demanding or telling them that they want seeds, then they'll get them.
Mm-hmm.
But if don't nobody say anything, well, they gonna give you seedless.
And look how it tastes. It don't taste nothing like it used to taste with the seeds. You can eat the watermelon because Coke, you got used to it. But those old watermelons that
The
had
old
what,
ones, yeah, they not nothing like it.
you know, like they're doing you a favor. No, it doesn't. It's not good for your body like it was, because whatever they did to sterilize the fruit is still in there when you consume it. So we'll get some of those chemicals that were put in there.
And
It
see,
shouldn't
you
have
don't
been in
know
there.
what they're using to make it, and they have perfected it. Ain't no doubt about
my
that.
goodness.
You can take cause I love grapes, but I try my best to get grapes with seed, cause you can taste them and they have almost the same taste.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing: what chemicals are they using to obtain this taste, and how is it gonna affect your body?
Chemicals that they spray in the rain too, you know, like they kill all my apricot trees.
Oh yeah, but I was so when you told me that, oh, I was so
Apricot
pissed.
tree, peach trees, fig tree. Rain, I saw the cloud come. What's all that? And it came the next day, go out there and look up apricot is half rotten in less than 24 hours. Well, you know, it's got a tree disease. You should go out to Frank's nursery and
Yeah.
get. Okay. So they're forcing us to eat what they're growing for us.
That's right.
You know, there's a few people or a few fruits will come up on its own. You know, somebody threw a tomato on my rocks instead of me get lawns. They threw it on my rock. Did you know that plant came up?
See,
It
now
come
you
up.
know you got the real thing.
It come up, and it was full of tomatoes. And I was going to yank that thing up. Then I saw those little flowers. That's a tomato plant. I let it grow. Did it ever look funny coming up out those rocks, those stones?
I mean, it did coming out of rocks, you know.
And they were nice sized tomatoes. So, and with seeds.
But see, that's my thing. You know, you gotta have the seeds. You know, cause you are in the war. You know.
Yeah.
Now, if you can go there and they can tell you, what you know, can tell you the ingredients and what make up those vegetables and fruits that don't have seeds. That's one thing. But nobody even ask. Ain't even thought to ask.
And you know, Carl, the ingredients they use is basic. It's an ancient ingredient. It ain't that. It's several of them. It's one or two that has always worked. I mean, for instance, embalming fluid back in the Egyptian days is embalming fluid in 2021.
Same thing. They add new different names
Another
to
name.
it, and you think it's something different.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing.
Yeah. And those names, they use it all the time so freely, and and it's in the lotion, it's in the cream, it's in the soap, and we steadily putting it on our body. You know, hand wipes.
Hand wipes, yeah.
You know, all this, and this supposed to be helping you, and it's stripping you. So I just pray that the Lord open the people's eyes so that they can see, so they won't be deceived. You know, just praying that He'll give you insight as well as wisdom and discernment, so you'll know this ain't right. You know, this shouldn't be here. Why is this here?
Because there's one thing, yeah, I better say it before I got it on my mind because I've been to forget. One thing that you need to do, instead of running to the doctor, the main thing you need to do with this pandemic is do what you can for your immune system. Do what you can. Elevate your immune system. You know, they got herbs out here and your uh, citrus fruits, your lemon, limes, grapefruits, oranges especially. Uh, these things will boost your immune system. Elderberry and what's that? Echinacea. Those are two herbs that boost your immune system.
Them crab apples I was
Crab
talking
apple.
about?
That's yeah. I want them too.
Yeah, but you know,
See,
number one, you can't be fearing. You
no,
can't fear.
no.
That'll take your health quicker than anything.
Yeah, fear will.
You know, so frightened and fearful, and you don't even really know what it is.
See,
You know?
that's dangerous right there. When you fear something and don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And see, that's kind of backwards to me because if you don't know what it is, well, it ain't nothing to fear.
Yeah.
But if you fear something, you induce what
That's-
you're thinking into your body.
The inducing, that's what's tearing up the
that's
body.
it.
The fear, and you're inducing it. That fear go internally, is doing everything, tightening stuff up, you know, heart, you know, chest pains, all that.
Uh-huh.
Fear, and just fearing what's gonna, you know, what's gonna happen. Or
Happen, yeah.
and it doesn't even turn out like that. Most of the time, it works itself out okay.
Okay.
It really do. But that fear factor, oh my goodness. That's something the scripture keeps saying 365 times it's in there, fear not.
Now, see, that's something
not.
that I didn't know. You need to say that again.
Fear not.
365 times.
It's in there. 365 times. It's in there a little more, but it's in there. It says, God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. That's what the Creator has given us. So that fear we letting people put in our minds, we got to stop. Need to turn off some of that crap. Don't listen. Don't let it go in your ear, because you eat with your ears and your eyes like you do your mouth.
Wow, that's right.
That's tearing
That's
us
right.
up. You don't think you are, but you are. They give medicine in the eye, and they give medicine in the ear.
Yeah.
It go on inside. We absorb it. We absorb words. Fearful words. We can't do that.
Oh, yeah, you'd be surprised. Words can harm you,
Yes.
and words also can relieve you and help
That's right.
you.
That's right. Their
You know,
health.
we don't look at it, but it's just that simple.
Oh, I tried it. I know it worked. When I stopped letting hear a lot of people start what they were saying, ooh, you don't do that. And it was suppose if this
This
happened.
happened, yeah.
Suppose, you know, you prone. They said we prone.
We prone.
Black people prone to high blood pressure. We prone. How we prone to every disease category?
Everything, yeah.
Every disease category.
And who said that?
Yes.
Who
told you
said
that?
it? Who told you that?
Mm-hmm.
The very people that making money off you taking the very things that they say you need to take. We got to wake up.
Even in the scripture, who told Adam and Eve they were naked? Who told you? I mean, nobody else said you were naked.
So how do you know?
So we cursing ourselves with our words. Well, I think I done went and caught me that diabetes. You know, I hear people saying, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't curse yourself with your words.
That's absolutely right.
Don't tell your children they stupid. Don't do that. You want them naked. You got good sense. You're going to be a man of power. Valor.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. You know what you know. I remember I used to go to the seminar and they used to talk about positive mental attitude,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to, I thought, you know, but it's a fact.
Yeah.
If you got
Don't cost you
positive
nothing
thought,
either. Don't cost
you
Free.
nothing. Free. And it's a You get benefits from it.
Yeah,
Positive benefits,
that's
that
right.
is.
This was great.
When you think positive
Mm-hmm.
and do positive things, you get positive results.
Every time.
It never fails. If you do negative things, you're going to get negative results.
Every time.
It don't work every hour, every now and then, like Gloria said. It works every time.
Mm-hmm.
So, we kind of, seemed like this hour went by so
Yeah.
fast. It's like Hassan used to say, this is the fastest hour in show business. And we like bringing it to you
Yeah.
because you need to know these things.
And they already, it's there. The opportunity is there. They have it. They have the freedom to use it. It's right there. It's theirs. It's their life.
And we just here to open your eyes and give you more information so you can make the proper and right decisions.
That's right.
And don't forget to tune in next month, the second Tuesday of the month, 9 to 10 on Tuesday. We will, if God willing, we will be back.
And support the station. We
Please.
shouldn't have to keep telling you that.
Please.
So support the station.
It costs money for us to bring this information to you. And it costs money for this station to even exist. It's just like anything else. You have the rent, light, gas, water bill. You have all that
Right.
costs. So, without any further, we have to leave.
Okay.
And we will see you next month, second Tuesday. So be blessed
Be blessed of the Lord.
and take care. See ya.